My name is Antoinette Hardy. I am doing a presentation on personality theories. The purpose of this presentation is to explore two personality theories: Gordon Allport's theory of personality development and Erik Erikson's 8 stages of psychosocial development. I will summarize the main ideas of these two theories, then compare and contrast the two, and evaluate the effectiveness of their article sources. We will start with Gordon Allport's theory of personality development. In 1937, Allport published a book on the ideographic approach to the study of personality. Ideographic means that Allport preferred to emphasize the uniqueness of each person. Ideodynamics emphasizes events derived from forces within the individual in their intimate relationship with the environment. Allport did not emphasize developmental stages, as did his counterpart, Erik Erikson. Rather, he believed in functional autonomy, which means that a drive forms as a reaction to a motive. The resulting behavior might continue even though the original motive is not the current motive for the behavior. Allport believed that the mature individual is divorced from past history. That is, there is no important personality continuum from childhood to adulthood. The study of human traits were also important to Allport. Not only were traits organized in a unique configuration, but the individual displayed unique individual traits in addition to the traits he shared in common with others. Allport also believed there are 3 types of norms common to all individuals: universal, group, and individual norms. Universal norms are general principles of psychology that apply to all people. Group norms classify people according to the culture or classes of people that the individual belongs to. Individual norms looks at the recurring events that happen during an individual's lifespan. Allport's position on what he believed was ever-changing. As he would hear his constituents articulate their ideas, it would change what he thought about his ideas. Now we will take a look at Erik Erikson's 8 stages of psychosocial development. Psychosocial deals with the connection between social factors, individual thinking, and behavior. It is suggested that each developmental stage is triggered by a crisis. Erikson's theory provides language to describe the stage a client might be stuck at and assist in the formulation of development goals for the client to strive for. The labeling of stages assists the therapist in determining the kind of therapy required to assist the client to the next level. Each stage relates to a search for something that is missing. The act of searching leads to the understanding that identity is developmental. Here are the titles of the stages developed by Erik Erikson. As you can see, there is a label for practically every stage and age in life. The first column describes the virtues that results when accomplishing the stage successfully. The last column is what can potentially result when the virtue is not acquired. Now we will compare Erikson's 8 stages of development. Correction. The first column of the goal is what we want accomplished in those stages. The last column is what occurs when the stage accomplishment is not successful. Now we will compare Erikson's 8 stages of development against Allport's theory of personality development. Erikson has very detailed stage levels to determine the level of care required for each client, and that can be very beneficial. Is it possible for everyone to fit this cookie cutter mold? Does everyone go through these stages in the order that is set? It's good that Allport recognized the uniqueness of each individual. However, there appears to be holes in his theory. I believe that was evident to him because of the modifications that he continued to make to his theory over the years. His theory was a work in progress. He was one of the few theorists who were willing to make changes as he became enlightened. Some of his constituents said that Allport does not appear to fully comprehend ideodynamics, which stresses continuity of past with present. Allport did not believe in digging into the client's childhood. He believed in looking at how the person responds to current events affecting the client's life. In spite of this belief, he still applied ideodynamics to his work. I liked Allport's article. His Friends gives you a peek inside Allport's life. I got to see what Allport thinks and what his family was like. He was a religious man who also tried to fulfill the desires of his dying mother. When we understand the life of a psychologist, then we can understand his work because he pours his life into his work. Erikson's article is filled with cases that exhibit how he applies the 8 stages of development. It is very detailed in explaining the cases that he had to work through. The article is very detailed in explaining the meaning of the 8 stages. In conclusion, I have presented Gordon Allport's theory of personality and Erikson's 8 stages of development. I have compared and contrasted their theories and have evaluated the effectiveness of their article sources. Thank you for listening.